these nutrient deficiencies compound over time because if you don't have the amino acids being cleaved off the meats to produce muscle mass, that also creates a big problem. So nutrient deficiency, and we could go any direction you want with this. Even vegetarians, vegans, we could talk about the deficiencies there and how they're going to have trouble with muscle mass.
Yep, 100%. So, of course, if we have vegan, vegetarian, we're not going to get enough carbohydrate, we're not going to get enough protein typically. Or if we get enough protein, right, let's look at the combination of rice and beans, which is a pretty common one. Well, you end up getting 70 grams of protein to 15 grams or so of carbohydrate. So, you get a lot of carbohydrate. Now, if you're not that active or you're more insulin resistant, most people are going to need probably a minimum of half their body weight in ounces of protein. So, if you're like 200 pounds, that's 100 grams of protein. Well, do the math. If you're getting 15 to 20 grams of protein per 70, 75 grams of carbs, that's, 75 times 5, you're looking at like 350 to 400 grams of carbohydrate. Now, obviously, you can fix some of that by doing like a protein shake, like pea protein or hemp protein. You can fix some of that. But again, you're still relying on artificial sources, not whole food sources. Now, the benefit of the animal products is you're going to get all the protein, none of the carbs, and you typically get their grass fed and pasture fed. You're going to be getting excellent, good fatty acids along with it. And you won't be getting a lot of the excess omega-6 fatty acids like you're going to get on the vegetarian vegan side. So you have this nutritional density that you get on the animal side, which is wonderful. And as long as we're choosing, avoiding the factory farm, we're doing grass fed, pasture fed, you're going to be in great shape. And the next thing after vegan, vegetarian is low stomach acid. So if we have achlorhydria, low stomach acid, and that typically connects with low enzymes too, we may have a hard time breaking down a lot of that protein. So I know when you had some of your gut infections years ago, I think you had Cryptosporidium, Giardia, H. pylori.
That's it.
The three amigos, right? And so when you had this gut infection, you also had lower stomach acid, lower enzyme levels. So supplementing the enzymes and the acids so we can break down those amino acids, and then also adding in or cutting out the bugs is helpful. And then sometimes adding in some amino acids in a free form can be helpful because 40% of the energy that you get from the protein actually goes into digesting the protein. It's like having a credit card with a 40% transaction fee, right? Very expensive. So there is some benefit by doing amino acids. It's already broken down, but we still want to make sure the whole food is dialed in and that we're getting enough. We're getting access to the whole food nutrients via hydrochloric acid and enzymes too.
Yep. All right. Moving on to another cause here. And this is inspired by a comment here from Teresa. She said that she has muscle wasting from mycolitis. So we could just say any gut issue, and that would include autoimmune gut issues, right? So colitis, or what's called pancolitis, would be the whole colon, even celiac, Crohn's. I mean, any of these autoimmune gut issues, oftentimes that's going to create a lot of muscle wasting. That ties directly into what we just said, though, which is nutrient deficiencies and infections. A lot of these people with major gut issues like this, there's usually a trigger. Now, in the case of like celiac, obviously, that may or may not have a parasite infection involved, but this is still part of the equation, and we can use gut healing nutrients to work on this. You can put some of this stuff into remission, but what I don't want people to do is like eat clean all week and then they go eat garbage on the weekend.
Correct. Yep. No, 100%.